everybody, welcome to the Dick N Fee Podcarsenal. Something. I don't know. Big fish. We'll have a dance. Huh?
We'll come up with something.
Yeah, I'll throw something together. I have access to all kinds of crap. So there's a lot of, the conversations, man, that people are having. It's been negative for a while, but you've kind of forgot how negative it could get so quickly. Like the way people just being so full of hope. Hey, football's back, yay! And then just being fuck Arsenal, fuck everything, bury it, just pour gasoline on it. It's over. I hate everything about this club. Whoa, it's such a nosedive, and I get it because it was bad. Like I do get it, but I just
do you follow that dude on Twitter called it's like either Simpsons Arsenal or Arsenal Simpsons?
Yeah, I think the guy who makes your Simpsons, he makes a meme for everything.
Yeah, and he comes out with some absolute gems.
Yeah,
the one he did yesterday was so Homer's going down in the car.
Oh, where he hits things and it's like Leno's injury, bang, 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 yeah. And the last one, I was like, what's that last one? And it was Saka's contract. I'm like, oh, please at least don't fuck that up, Arsenal. That's off the pitch. At some point, something has to go right. And if we can't do it on the pitch, let's do it behind the scenes. Like, prepare for next year. But it's the state of Arsenal. That's my I wrote down as what we start to talk about the state of Arsenal. It's a very general conversation about it's just you didn't think we were going to get a result against Man City. That was never going to happen. It would take a miracle. And there were some hopeful things like, oh, well, no fans might help us, blah, blah, blah. But the first 2 minutes didn't help with Xhaka, and then Mari going out. And then David Luiz obviously wasn't ready to play.
No, it was, like I said, I did have some, I wasn't expecting us to get anything out of the game, but I went into the game with some hope because prior to the lockdown, we'd actually put together a bit of form. Yeah. We were unbeaten in the league in 2020. Arteta looked like he was getting the hang of something, and it looked like it could be on the way forward. We got out of the over the hill, and we were, I don't know where I'm going with this analogy, but I think, you know what I mean? We was over the worst of it kind of thing. It was coming through the other side. And, we had, at that point, we had a pretty much a fully fit squad to choose from. Tierney was back. Do you know what I mean? There was way more pluses than there were negatives.
Even in the first half, it wasn't, apart from the injuries, once Luiz came on, we felt more pressure because he was off. As soon as he came on, our whole whatever game plan we had, which went out the window because they started triangles, running rings, chance after chance after chance. And it was just a matter of time before they scored. And then it was a way they scored right at the end of the half. Just a big stupid. So you got two legs, use one of them. And didn't use either of them. Fell to Sterling.
You get your body in the way. Just control your fucking chest or your
just didn't do anything. Body. So how long have you been playing this game? You don't know how to deal with that kind of a ball. So it was just a big fuck up. And it was a proper downer. And then bookend that opposite end of the half. End of the first half, he fucked up. Beginning of the second half, fucked up even more. And a lot of times you look at something like that and you think, oh, well, he's gone down easy or blah, blah, blah. But this time, I think everyone's
he had gone down. He bought that penalty.
But everything.
He went down. But why wouldn't he? If that was the other way around, I'd be screaming.
Yeah, so he did everything. He got into the position to make David Luiz make a decision to foul him or not. And isn't this the first time he's done that? He just doesn't at least go for the ball. Like when he got sent off against Chelsea, he got sent off because he didn't go for the ball. If you're going to take the man out, at least go for the ball and then stay on the pitch. But he didn't go for the ball. He just put his arm, put Mahrez out.
So dumb.
And you're just like, well, that's done. So that game was done. And we held on for quite a while. I think we did all right after that. Tierney moved to centre back. And we're not going to get anything out of the game. But I was hoping Arteta would be more aggressive and be, fuck it. Let me bring on the big boys and just try something here.
Yeah, but we don't have any big boys.
Pepe was sitting there. Martinelli wasn't playing. And then all he did then was make very negative substitutions. You're protecting a 2-goal deficit. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So it was just, there was nothing in the game. But then once they went down to 10 men, I'm thinking, Richard, hey, level the playing field here. Here we go. This is like us, we're just going to get our shit together. And then they scored on the next attack. What the fuck? I was like, oh, come on, man. Just give us something. It's 10v10. And then, Leno made a great save. And then it's just kind of typical of how that game went for us. Leno made a really good save, put it onto the post, and it falls to Foden, and he puts it away.
It was just one of those games where, anything that could go wrong did go wrong.
Yeah.
Like the Xhaka injury was just the most innocuous.
Yeah, it was nothing.
Like within the first 4 minutes, he gets injured.
It's almost like he tripped over the ball. Like the ball hit him.
What happened was he jumped to avoid Guendouzi, so they were going to. And as he jumped, Silva pinged a pass,
right,
and it hit Xhaka's foot. Then it hit his foot. His foot opened up, and then when he landed, he rolled his ankle. You see that my hand. I'm doing that.
That's very good. It's very good. I like it.
Yeah, he rolled his ankle, and that's what he did. He just done the ligament in his ankle.
Just it's one of those ones you look around and you're like, I can't, because it's not like fast forward to Leno's injury. You've got the villain. You've got a guy to blame for that. But for like Xhaka's injury and then Maupay's injury, you're like, oh well.
Yes,
you can't. And those
I saw a stat about Maupay. Like allegedly, like he's played like 230 odd games without any injury.
Comes to Arsenal.
Like,
this is what I've been.
Game or something like that.
I'd love to like find out what. I don't know the ins and outs. I'm not a physio. I'm not in sports medicine. I don't know how that works. But I've always thought. We spoke about it in our 4-hour podcast, which you'll never see the light of day, about the move to Colney and having this luxurious equipment and everything. And then it wasn't until things sort of happened over there that injuries started to become more. I don't know if they were more noticeable, or the squad got bigger and it just became. We just saw more of it. But the injuries like we've had. Players who have been out for such lengthy periods of time, like Rosicky, his mysterious injury. Ramsey was out for a long time, regardless of the leg breaks and stuff. He started picking up things. Sandy Cazorla in his last season, I don't know what he had. Mysterious. Yeah, he has his tattoo from his forearm on his foot now. What the fuck? Has anyone at other clubs have that? No, just us. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would love to know what is going on, because you can't say it's bad luck. It's not a curse. It's none of that. It's something. It has to be something we're doing, because so many players come in with a clean injury record. And I
saw a rumor that it was something to do with like perhaps like the training ground pitches were too hard.
It could be. Like they're real. They're nice. I think they should just train at Hackney Marshes. Like if you can get through that, you're never getting injured. Because it's just a rough surface, toughen up those muscles, old school, playing in the mud. That's
if you fall over in the mud, it's not going to hurt.
Right, and sort of.
It's going to get a bit dirty.
I know, I'm an expert, but I don't know. It's just so fucked up that we have to have these injuries, and then the Leno injury. That's not how to do with anything.
What was your thoughts on that? What was your thoughts on that? Because I've seen a lot of people, especially ex-pros, defending that.
When I first saw it, it was just a coming together. But then when you see it again, and his intent wasn't to injure Leno, his intent was to push him out of the area. But you have to know, if a player's in the air and you push him, he's not landing properly. So his intent was nefarious, no matter what. His intent wasn't to like give him a hug or buy him a present or take him to dinner. His intent was to have something bad happen. Like whether he dropped the ball out of the area, got a handball, free kick, red card, yellow card. I can't say for sure if he wanted to injure him.
I think it was just one of those snide challenges. I think he tried to just put one on him. It's like
a little nudge in the back when you're running out of play. and you push someone into it. It happened to Debussy a while back when he was out in another player who had one injury, and it led to just being out for forever.
Pound stretcher Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
I was mega cheesed off with that challenge. It was so, the thing is, because I hate them sort of things.
Yeah.
I find them to be quite a nasty bully boy tactic, and I've always hated them.
Well, see, even when players they back into players that are jumping, they don't jump and they don't actually look like they're doing anything, but because they know if they back into someone that's jumping, they're going to go over them, and then they win the free kick because that guy jumped over them. But then that player's flying. You've seen it many times. A player will fly in the air, land on his back or his head, but it's just such a sneaky little shitty thing to do.
It's so dangerous though. It's so dangerous. Like in rugby, that is a straight red card.
Mm-hmm.
If you make no attempt for the ball and you challenge someone in the air and don't go for the ball, and you go for the man, which is what is it Maupay, whatever the
Maupay. Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
That's a straight red card because it's so much harder if you're in the air and you get hit. It's so hard and so much more dangerous to control where and how you land.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's I don't, because it's not like you get hit when you're going 2-footed. You're going in for one intent. Like if you go in like just over the ball and do all that, then you've lost complete control. You can. That's easy to judge, but just if play devil's advocate and say, well, he didn't intend to injure Leno, but what was he intending to do? He
was intending to rough him up.
It's like rough him up and push him out of the air because you see him and it makes him look like even worse than he already does. He's pointing at Leno on the ground, screaming because he's outside the area holding the ball, trying to get a free kick. Well, you did that though, so it's just you knew what you were doing, and he immediately screamed for it because he knew exactly what he was doing. And then just, Leno being down for as long as he was, and he's thinking the worst, and it was the worst. And as far as I've heard, he's out for at least a year. But I think it's still too early to know for sure.
Yeah. I think they need to wait for the swelling to go down, and then they can do
I don't know for sure. But I mean, he's for me, the most consistent performer we've had in all this shit we've had overall. Apart from Aubameyang's goals, Leno's been the guy, and I never want our keeper to be man in a match, but thank God for him, or we'd be way worse off than we are. We've stayed in many games.
I reckon that had Leno been in goal, we wouldn't have conceded that that winner.
Yeah,
that was such a that with Martinez, he was badly at fault for that goal. Yeah. He should never have come out.
For their final goal, it was everyone just thought the game was over, and no one had. I feel like Arsenal had lacked focus from the 80th minute, even after their goal went in. The tiredness kicked in, and Brighton just walked all over us, and it was we didn't do anything.
For most of the match, and for most of the match, it's not so much that we weren't working hard, right? Because I would say the stats for running and stuff like that, we probably ran just as much as Brighton and stuff like that. But it's about intensity. It's about intent in what you're doing. Yeah. Like literally, again, I had another stat for her that in the match, Guendouzi made no tackles, supposedly. He won.
No, he did. He grabbed the guy by the throat after the game was over. Good. Wow. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for that.
But that's horrific. If you're playing DM, right?
Yeah, you're playing midfield at all. You have to at least get one tackle. But he wasn't, though. He wasn't. That's as part of what was wrong with that is that I saw him on the field and I thought, well, he's going to have to sit and be that guy because we've got so many attacking midfielders and forwards. The only guy who is the defensive guy is him. But then he wasn't. He was pulling the strings, but he's not the guy to pull the strings. So what was he doing?
Touches on the ball. But that's what I mean. There was no intensity in the ball. Like I said, we have been. I'm sick to death of bloody saying. I'm so sick to death of saying we have been and we still are the most passive team off the ball, in and out of possession, especially out of possession.
Yeah.
We are the drizzling shits out of possession. No intensity, no intent, no energy. Like, you look at what Man City done to us, right? And it's what Liverpool do to us, and it's what Pochettino transformed Spurs into. Spurs are always like a wishy-washy, flaky team kind of thing. And Pochettino brought in a work rate and instilled hardness into that squad. That's how they started beating us. Yeah. And that's how a lot of the teams beat us, like, especially Man City, how Man City just literally ran to us, ran onto us, and absolutely just didn't allow us any time on the ball.
No. But then opposite is we allow everyone all the time on the ball. We just let them all right, you have the ball, we're just going to back off and back off and back off. Because if someone goes in for a tackle, there's no one to then cover the space for a pass. It's just one player going in and tracking someone. There's no one's reading off the ball, right? If he's going over there, I need to make sure to cover the open space, and everyone reads off each other. We're not a team. I don't see it at all. There's no, you have to press, but then you have to press as a team. And it doesn't mean everyone, like a bunch of 6-year-olds go chase the ball. But okay, if he's pressing, then you need to press this space and you need to press that space. You need to close down the hole. So then if they play it long, they're playing it long because you made them play it long. Or if they go back, it's because you forced that. It's a reason the crowd cheers when you force a team to play it back to the keeper, because that means you are covering all the avenues. But we're not. We're just sitting and we're just waiting for things to happen and then reacting.
Well, the build up to when they gave away the corner, when we gave away the corner that they scored from, right, mate. The Brighton players had so much time on the ball, and we're sitting there in like this weird, absurd low block, not putting any pressure on the person in possession, just not doing anything. And the guy had all day and all night to pick out wherever he wanted to knock the ball into the area, and then that's it. It goes out for a corner, and we're just not switched on. And I'm sick of it. Like when Wenger first came to the Premiership, right? Wenger's teams, he would source the best technical players that he could.
Yeah.
So we could win the ball back from these teams, but all we needed to do is just be solid. We'll eventually get the ball because they're not very good. And when we get the ball, we'll just beat them because we're so far technically superior. You can't do that anymore because pretty much every team is technically good. The standard of training and the standard of generic technique now is so much higher than it's been in the last 30 years or so. Those days where the people who couldn't play football but could just run, they're kind of gone almost. You have to have a technical ability about them.
It's like
throughout all these teams, Brighton, everybody's got players who technically are decent on the ball, and you cannot allow them time on the ball, and that's what we seem to always do. Allow these teams time on the ball, and if you give them time on the ball, they will hurt you. And that's one of the reasons why we're in this absolute mess. And that's one of the things I wanted Emery to fix. I thought he was going to fix. I thought he was going to come in, he was going to make us harder to beat, and we were going to up the work rate. Like they were doing all these things where it's like, look at the players doing double sessions now. Look at them working so hard. I mean, do you remember?
No, and you're thinking, that's what we need to do. We need to work harder and get more energy in our play and to do all the things that we need to do to keep up with how quick the game is now. Because as Arsenal, we used to set the pace of the game. We used to let people play to our tempo, to whatever we wanted them to do. We'd either lure them into ours or just dominate a game. We were really good at that because they say so many technically brilliant players. And I couldn't name one now that could hold that kind of level in our squad to be able to dictate a game. There's not one player I could say, could take a game by the scruff of his neck and just help dictate that. There's no one. You say like each team, like even a Brighton has a player or two like that, or they're even like well trained to marshal a certain area. But we're just a bunch of individuals wandering around, hoping for the best, trying to get a bit of luck, and then bemoaning the luck. And it's exhausting to watch how stagnant we've become. And the Emery thing, we thought we saw it. We saw it in training. We see it in training. We see the joy and the teamwork and the happiness, and look how great friends everybody is. Look how happy they are in training. I don't want them to be happy in training. I want to be fucking miserable in training. Just fucking train. I don't even give a shit. I want to be a boring 20-minute video of you just doing drills. And they'd be like, no, stop it. Just fucking train and do your fucking job and make us happy, get results, and have it show on the pitch. It's become boring to watch us now. Yeah, and
we are a dull team.
And when we were boring Arsenal, that's just what football was then. 1-0 to the Arsenal, all that stuff. That's just what it was then. And we haven't adapted to modern football. Leicester did it with fucking, what's his name? The Tinkerman, wherever manager was at the time.
Ranieri.
Yeah. They won the league with Ranieri as their manager with an super average team, but they had 2 or 3 technically brilliant players. You had Vardy, Mahrez, and Kante. And that just did it. Those 3 just had their jobs and they dictated everything.
That and Drinkwater and Vardy had like the fucking seasons of their lives.
Yeah. And so once Leicester won the league, then I knew Wenger was done, because that's what Wenger was trying to do, trying to win it with just team spirit and a shoestring budget and just doing it and just showing everyone how it's done. But once Leicester did it, the thing he'd been trying to do since 2007, I was just like, is this it now? Is he done now? And then he wasn't done. He's hung around for a few more years. But that really showed me that he was never going to do it. Wenger we got left behind by Claudio Ranieri. And then Ranieri got sacked the following year, so it was a complete fluke. But that's the kind of season that made you think, hey, why can't we do that? Let's do that. But we never did. I don't know if we couldn't get the players, couldn't get the tactics right. We got left behind by far too many clubs by that point.
The only positive I could take out of the game, apart from Pepe's goal, which is decent, but my God, that was the only thing he did.
Yeah.
The only positive I could kind of take from the game was Mikel Arteta in his post-match interview looked like he was absolutely seething. He looked, and so like. At least it showed to me, or it seemed to me, like he can see what other people are seeing. He knows that that's not acceptable, kind of thing, and he's pissed off by it. Because, like I said, yes, the injury to Leno was ridiculously unfortunate, and and yes, I thought Martin Atkinson had an awful game.
Mm-hmm.
That Brighton player,
Basuma with 88 fouls and not a single yellow.
Yeah, I saw a stat from Albinho. He's the only player. There's only 2 players.
Oh, Jordan Ayew.
Yeah. And both times it was Martin Atkinson was the ref.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Because one of the first times I noticed Basuma pop up in that game was when he went over the ball and went through the shin of, I can't remember who it was, but it was a high and he went down the shin of our player. And I can't remember who the player was. I think it might have been Guendouzi. It was Ceballos. It was someone. I can't remember who it was, but he went over, missed the ball, shin down.
Midfielder.
One of them guys who was doing fuck all. And I'm thinking, well, that's definitely, another day that could be a red, but it's definitely a yellow. And then it wasn't. And then after that, just foul after foul after foul. Mm-hmm. And tactical fouls too.
Yeah. I remember that because I thought he got a yellow.
Oh,
I actually thought he'd got a yellow.
He went through Lacazette and then they're like, I think that's a free kick to Brighton. They're like, because Lacazette went through Basuma. No, he didn't. And then I think apparently Martin Keown gave Basuma man of the match.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, for avoiding a yellow. Yeah, well done. Like, congratulations. I'll give you man of the match for that. They, dictate who's allowed to get away with it. Because once you put a yellow on a player like that, it shuts him down almost. It makes him think twice. So because he knew he had the freedom of the park, he was just flying into things because he wasn't getting booked. And then he probably was surprised himself he didn't get booked. So he was able to get away with it again and again and again. And he just never got booked, which is insane. So yeah, I'd be man in a match too if I could do whatever the fuck I wanted. So
before I came on to chat with you, I quickly because I wanted to refresh it, my memory can be. So I quickly Googled Brighton v Arsenal highlights, and I clicked on the first video that I saw, and I was like, "What kind of highlights are these?" It was like 4 minutes long, right? And if you watch by these highlights, Arsenal were amazing. Oh my god! And I was like, and I saw in the little corner it was actually from Arsenal's highlights. From what kind of crafted nonsense is this?
Because that game up to before we went behind, Leonard's injury sucked, but up to that point it was okay. It was fine, and we got the goal. And you're thinking, well, Nick could get a result here. We're not playing well, but it's a building block, and let's go, and then so on and so forth. But then once they
we started okay. I know Saka hit the bar.
Yeah.
Saka hit the bar and was a bit unlucky. But then we just crawled. We so slow. Like apart from that, I don't think in the first half, I don't really remember Matt Ryan making a save.
No, I don't think he did. I don't think he made a save until it was Lacazette's little diving header thing.
Oh yeah, he did.
And that was it. We had one. That was our only attempt on target, besides the goal. Aubameyang had a couple in the second half, and we had a few chances, but it was just decisions. Weird decisions were made. He took both his chances on his left foot. So then you're thinking, why is he even out there? Stop playing him wide. It's just such a waste for me to have him be out there when you have players. Saka did okay in the middle, but I would have much rather seen, if you're going to have Saka on a pitch, him be out wide, Pepe out wide, Aubameyang through the middle, and Ozil through the middle. Because this is Brighton. Like, put Ozil in there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of problems we were having, and it was highlighted from the Man City game when you shared the video as well of Aubameyang making runs, no one to pass to. Well, he can make those runs against a less, a slightly, much more inferior defense to Man City's and run in behind. But no one's, you're not going to get that from Ceballos and Guendouzi. And Saka's lacking experience in that role. So we just got to get a result under our belts. And that was a perfect time to do it. And it just, he's going to bring in Ozil now. And no. And then the point in the game where I knew this game was fucked for us, when Arteta tried to bring on Tierney as well as bring on Nketiah, and the referee just started playing. I was like, well, how can you do that? Like, what the fuck? And then Arteta was just going to bring him on, and then the coaches were like, no, let's wait. And then he waited 12 minutes.
Well, yeah, because you can't. Yeah, because you couldn't.
You only get three. You only get 3 windows.
Yeah.
So if he brought on Tierney, he wouldn't be able to bring on anyone else. So I get like he waited, but the referee should have been like, sorry about that. Let's bring him on.
I think Tierney was supposed to come on, but we fucked up the paperwork to give it to the fourth official. So we fucked up and didn't inform the official that Tierney was coming on. So Tierney was like, he couldn't let Tierney onto the pitch. Yeah. It seems so OTT, and that's why then once that substitution had happened, we had to wait until the next window or whatever the heck it was, so that then we can make that sub on all three at the same time.
We dictate. We can choose when those windows are. It's just what we do with those windows. But then he waited to the 87th minute to do anything, and I guess we don't want to win this game then, because it was ineffectual subs that weren't bringing in Willock.
Mate, even when it went to 1-1 and stuff like that, we still seemed so lethargic and so not interested.
It's just that there was just the thing, like the running stats thing that they have, and someone made a little chart, and then we flatlined after like 75 minutes, but Brighton went up, and that was the key. Mm-hmm. Like, we just stopped trying at all, and it comes down to the whole endurance thing that we lack and we're trying to get. And I think we would have had that had we not had the break. I think we would have, having the break has put fitness back to where it was when Arteta came in. Our endurance is fucking terrible. So we still shouldn't have lost it. No, I don't care how slow we go. And the goal was just fucking stupid. And who else? I mean, it's written for fucking that guy to score the goal. I saw that coming. I think it got like 85th minute. I was like, is that guy still on the pitch? Oh, he's going to score. And of course he's going to score. And he's perfect.
It was a great move.
Oh, but look, Brighton had a few of those, and I see so many teams now, like average teams pinging the ball around. And every time I see that, I think, I don't remember the last time we did anything like that. It's all just like simple sideways passing. And if we do something, it's just like panics and scrape together. It's like, oh, back heel, bubble, and quickly pass it. It's not like really what it's not clean.
You know why that is, though? Don't you know why that is? It's because we don't close down these teams, so we allow them to all the time in the world to pick out a pass, to put spin, to ping this pass, to do this, to do that. But when we're on the ball, because they know that we're timid, physically weak, and we shit the bed when everyone fucking comes in to tackle us, we panic. And that's why. That's like I said. That's why as soon as the ball gets played to us, they just press. They just press us, and we can't. We very rarely beat the press because we're not technically good enough to beat the press.
Right.
Again, like I said, we don't make any movement off the ball.
Yeah, we don't.
I kept on seeing some Guendouzi pick up the ball, and just ahead of him, Lacazette and everyone, Pepe and that, they're just strolling around all languid, and I'm like, what? There's no move.
There's no plan once he gets the ball and he looks up. And Guendouzi's the worst person to be in that situation. He lacks so much composure. So he's going to, and then hell, even if he sees a pass, he'll just turn back and then he put himself into trouble. So you need to make sure if he's going to be the guy, give him an outlet, more than one. Like there needs to be that movement. Nothing worse than like hiving the ball and looking up and seeing no red shirts or whatever color we'd be playing at the time. And then, especially when you're in front of your own goal, then you're just going to go back to the keeper. The keeper gets under pressure because they know what to do. We do the same thing every time. It must be the easiest thing in the world to play against us. Study for it. But just do the same thing you did last time. Was that, that's 5 years ago? Yeah. I know. Just said they're the same team. They haven't changed at all. Because at least when we were under Wenger, we did the same thing, but we were playing some silky shit. So you could ignore the bad stuff because every once in a while, Giroud would do a fancy goal or like the Wilshere goal against, Norwich. Like, you're just thinking, you have a few of those here or there. There'll be some really silky moves in there. So the cracks were there, but every once in a while they throw you a bone. We're not getting as many.
Not in the last season of Wenger.
No, not in last season. I'd been, over Wenger in that sense for a while in terms of moving forward. But then throwing an FA Cup here or there, or a nice couple of fancy moves, you remember what he instills in these players and the trust he would have in these players, and can't do that anymore. And he showed at the end of his time. And I don't know what Arteta really needs to do, really. But it's not going to be done this season. No, it's not at all.
We need to just burn it all down. Just start again.
Yeah. I saw one person posted a video of saying they're breaking up with Arsenal. I'm done with you. I'm going to go support someone else. And I was like, go on in. I say you might want to take a break because I've had times when, I've had times when I just need to back away and just not pay attention to results, just to take a breather because it's just not going to change anything. It lasted like a week, but I'm never going to not support Arsenal. I can't imagine being a grown man or woman and deciding to change clubs. So you're never in it really good for us anyway. And maybe that's part of the problem with the fan base at stadiums we were talking about before about people not cheering and stuff because they don't really believe in it.
Well, I mean, this is how I think we mentioned in our the Lost podcast.
The Lost podcast.
Talking about then is that I find it bizarre people who support like more than one football club.
Yeah,
I find that completely alien. I did try it. I did. Mm-hmm. I thought, let me know, and I just didn't
I have Leyton Orient and I have Arsenal. Arsenal took over real early, and if they play each other in a friendly or in a cup, I'm all Arsenal. But I pay attention to Leyton Orient because that's where I was from. So that's why that is. But I don't pay any mind to anybody else. I'll say pay mind to Celtic as a Scottish team because of that. There's an Irish connection there. And the guy who founded Celtic was from Ballymote, Sligo, which is where my dad's family's from. So I have like a reason for that. But I also don't really care that much. You know, if Arsenal play Celtic, I'm supporting Arsenal. There's never a question about that.
When was the last Celtic match you watched?
I don't know. 2000 something, I'm not know.
This is what I mean. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Like, but I have you know, I'll pay attention if they win the league. I'm happy for them, you know, but I'm not religiously watching them or paying any mind to any of it. I don't know who they're buying or selling, or I'm not even sure who the manager is now. It's still not Lennon, still is it? I don't even know. But yeah, this whole supporting other teams and being like, oh, did you see Real Madrid? Did you see this? Did you watch Dortmund? No, why would I do that?
Yeah,
well, you know,
that's just so fun of as well.
I can't invest myself in that. I mean, you know, if you want to do it. But it's exhausting enough being an Arsenal fan. Having to then, I don't know, because you're so in it. Like, yeah, you've had bad experiences from a deeper level than anybody has had, and you still love Arsenal because you love Arsenal. That's not, you know, if you have a bad experience with Borussia Mönchengladbach and you used to quite like them, you're not going to like them anymore.
I've never forgiven them for knocking us out of the. Was it the Cup Winners' Cup in like 95 or something like that?
Yeah, never better taste. I used to be a fan. I used to follow them religiously. Yeah. But yeah, I don't really get that. But all right, okay, so let's go. Listen, Richard.
Okay,
so Arsenal. You have a cheat code for Arsenal. You can get rid of as many players as you want.
Whoa.
But you have to
down, left, right.
Yeah, but you have to keep like say 5 of the current squad. You have to keep them. But you get rid of everybody else, and then you have to bring in, you have 200 million or so to bring in whoever you want. Don't just say Messi or Ronaldo or like that, because that's just, you're not 16. All right, you're a grown man. You know better. So like, what 5 players are you keeping in this current team?
Jesus Christ. Okay.
It shouldn't be this hard, should it? Like 5. It's only really 5. It should be 5 players.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to think of 5 that I'd keep.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Saka would be one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd keep Tierney.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I'm writing them down. I'm recording this fucking thing, but whatever.
Yeah. Funnily enough, I think I need to write it down. Okay.
Laying on my dick.
Leno. I'd keep Leno.
Yeah, I think those Leno and Saka too. And I think some of the younger players you keep in because of the upside. Yeah, and Leno's just been too damn good. I mean, he's one of the best keepers in the world currently, in my opinion.
So is it now? So is now? Yeah.
Well, when else would
I would keep Aubameyang.
You keep Aubameyang. Okay. Well, you have a lot of money, so you can pay his wages if you need to.
Well, because if I'm keeping them for, and that means I'm getting Ozil's wages off the books.
Controversial, but not really. It should be controversial, but it's not.
It's really not. So yeah, it would be Alba, and then who else? Probably because I think. Oh, who do I keep? Do I keep Pepe or Martinelli?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
If you go, if you're going by, because for Pepe, you judge him on his price tag, unfortunately, and on his price tag, he's been shit. But you look at his actual numbers; he's got 15 goals and assists total, which ain't bad. Yeah, which ain't bad, for a first season with 2 managers. So
3 and a temporary manager.
All right. Let's not get into semantics.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, but look, if we're splitting hairs, it has to be in semantics. You're right. But then Martinelli's like, he's got, he's such an upside, but his numbers are a bit fudged in my opinion because he scored a lot of those goals in that one game in the cup. So he's done well there, and he looks very exciting. But it's just, I think that's a tricky one. Pepe is going to get there before Martinelli does, because he's right. So. He's right there.
I think Pepe could be one for next season.
Right.
Like I said, there's a lot of downsides. Sorry, there's a lot of caveats you have to attach with Pepe in the sense of, like I said, it's his first season in English football, first season in a new league, new language. We are in absolute turmoil. He's barely played. He's not had a consistent right back to create any sort of relationship with behind him. So
you could attach a lot of those to Martinelli too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then you think if maybe Pepe had been given the chances in the positions that Martinelli got in those tournaments, he's been able to start those games that Martinelli got to start, and you think maybe Pepe would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say between the two.
There's got to be a reason why all three managers have at some point have sacked off Pepe. Not sacked him off, but have dropped him.
It's just like, it's almost sounds like sucked him off,
Yeah.
Careful. Careful.
Yeah, careful. Sacked him. I've kind of dropped him to the bench kind of thing.
Yeah.
Henry did it, Ljungberg did it, and Arteta has kind of done it.
Yeah. So, it's just one of those where they say, well, he's just not ready and all that. And then the other side of it is, well, how's he going to get ready if he doesn't play? So it's just the manager's making that decision. And they base it a lot on training. And they say all that, like, we don't see all that, so we don't know.
Can I have six?
All right, you can have 6.
Yeah, I'm going to keep Pepe, and I'm going to keep Martinelli.
Yeah, because those are basically. I'm still not 100% on Alba, but like, if you look at the people we keep, they're all young. And I think you need someone a bit more experienced to stay in there. And if you can convince him to stay for the love of the club, but if Alba stays, I'd like him to stay and not get stupid money, and stay in because he wants this club to be, but he believes in it, and Arteta manages to convince him. But I still think he's very much in it for the money. I don't think any contract we get him is going to make anyone very excited. But if he keeps producing, great. But if he's played out wide, he's not gonna. So what's the point? I wouldn't keep. I'd keep him if we can get a good second striker to consistently play with him.
See, yeah, for me. That's the caveat. In the sense of, because without him, we have got no goals.
Nope.
Like I said, Lacazette hasn't scored away from home in allegedly almost a year.
I posted that on Twitter at the game, and the commentator said it, and that can't be true. So it's February. Instead, he said February. I'm thinking, February of 2019. He's like, it's 2019. That can't be right. Fucking hell. That can't be right. That's ridiculous.
Our midfield, our central midfield has got I think it's 1 goal fucking between.
I mean, it's telling from the players, and I think a lot of people feel the same way. They'll probably have a very similar list. There's no central midfielders in there. For as many as we have on the books, they're not good enough. And that's such a key part of the field to control. That's why we were so good when Vieira was in there, because he had that control. People were shit scared of him. Technically,
he was 1.5 players.
He was, and just controlled it. And he was a really good. That's centre back and central midfielder are two of my favorite captain locations. Alba can't be a captain on the left wing. Can barely be captain up front. Captain isn't just an armband to wear so you can talk to the referee about things. You have to be a captain. It's telling that we just stupid shit we've done with captains, and we just don't have someone who is confident enough to berate his own players. Because he might unfollow him on Instagram or something. I don't know what the fuck these players are thinking. But when Vieira was captain, he's non-stop. He led by example, and he laid into players. Tony Adams, exactly the same way. then Thierry Henry led by example more. I mean, he would berate, but he wouldn't be in the same way. I just feel like, and from the left wing, or if Bellerin was captain at right back, I don't see anyone. I don't think there's anyone in that team who would be a true, the dream captain. We don't have anyone in the current squad, I think, who would fill their shoes yet.
Who's your six then?
Mine's basically the same. I don't, like I say, there's no central midfielders I want. There's no central defenders I want. I think Tierney's great, and I know he for the second half of the game against City, he disappeared because he went to centre back as well. But there are some glimpses of how good he is on the ball against City. And I'm thinking, yeah, this is what we need. Such composure. He's always available. Comes deep, runs forward. A couple of times where he missed a few forward passes, but it's his first start for however long without coronavirus. He a long time out. So I think he's definitely someone who is very old school in his approach to play, loves a tackle, so
see there's a player in there.
Yeah, and I've seen that stuff he did at Celtic, because Celtic's one of my favourite teams, you know that. So, and just to hear him talk and the way he plays, and the fact that he'll show up to practice in short sleeves and shorts, and everyone else is wearing snooze and hoodies, and I fucking love that shit, man. Like, he's just so Scottish, and I love that about him. And so
Scottish anger keeps him warm.
Yeah, and he's just so determined to do well at Arsenal, to prove it wasn't a mistake. Because people are going to be on him that he shouldn't have left Celtic. And right now, you could say, yeah, he shouldn't have left Celtic because he got injured. The team's shit. Celtic were winning things, and you go into this team. But I feel like he's made this move, and he's determined to make it work. So I hope he didn't get injured again, because I'd love to see him keep playing.
No, I think it was just at first I was like, oh, where's Tierney when he wasn't in the Brighton squad? But I'm Brighton first 11. But it makes so much sense. Like you said, it's his first game back since December, and he played a full 90 minutes.
And he probably wasn't going to play the full 90 minutes.
Yeah, probably not. Where he was working his arse off
in his second favourite position, because he's played centre back for Celtic before. So I wasn't that concerned about him moving in the centre back. I was more concerned with who was playing left back. Kolasinac is just fine, whatever. Just, you never know what you're going to get with Kolasinac, but he's not on the list, Kolasinac. So, and Leno was definitely in. With Saka and Martinelli, you see that ceiling, you see the future. These dynamic wingers, and who could play. I mean, apparently Saka can play central midfield. I had no idea. So, but apparently he kind of can for about 60 minutes. And then, I wouldn't take Guendouzi. I wouldn't take Mustafi. I wouldn't take Lacazette. Just these players. So I don't understand the Guendouzi thing. People love him. I don't get it. I think he's so bang average. It's just like, if he had a regular haircut, no one would give a shit. Because he's a little prick. Be like, oh, that's what we need. And like, no, we don't need a little prick to grab someone by the neck on the 96th minute. Like, do that shit right after it happens and wind the fucking guy up the whole game. Do that incrementally throughout the game. Don't do it when the game's done. That's no good to us now. You haven't got into his head. That you've done nothing. So I would have preferred but I think the whole team, when it happened, were kind of confused. They didn't actually know what happened. But I don't need him to do that then. That's pointless. So what, you get suspended and then what? Do it if you're going to do it, fucking do it.
I think there's glimpses there. Again, I kind of feel, I feel a little bit sorry for him. As sorry as I can feel for a multi-millionaire 20-year-old fucking footballer. I feel a bit sorry for him that he's like, he's being put in there to run Arsenal's midfield. He's nowhere near ready. He shouldn't be put in that position. He shouldn't be playing there.
Well, they're hoping for the whole the magic, the Fabregas magic. When a young player just comes in.
Not Cesc. So in that sense, I feel, because what can he do? Like, he's not good enough, and he's been kind of thrust into the first team because the rest of the jokers are either injured or equally just shit.
I mean, you could think if he works better with a Xhaka, because his manicness, and Xhaka is kind of like slightly less manicness. Like it's not so bad. But then you put him with Ceballos, and Ceballos don't give a shit. Why is he even playing? He's past when he thought he was going to be here, and he just wants to go back to Real Madrid. And now he's in a situation where he should have been back already. He should be back in Spain. He shouldn't be still fucking living in London. But he's stuck here now because the season has to finish. So he's not. He's just going to go through the motions, and he's not impressive. Isn't
it like it's coming up soon? It's in like the next 2 weeks or something, or where we have to make a decision on what we're doing with these people. Like, because I think like Louise is on that list, Cedric is on that list, Ceballos is on that list.
Well, I think they're going to make exceptions for loan players to continue, just because it's just such a, this wasn't supposed to happen. I think they are extending. I don't know what fully the procedure is there, but I wouldn't mind if they just sent them all back. It doesn't make a difference to our team right now, does it? Because the bias isn't worth anything. He's not useful. Murray's injured anyway. David Luiz can do one. And
I heard regardless we're gonna put a bid.
Yeah, I don't mind if we can get the right price for him. I don't mind having him being there because I think he's quite a solid defender. I don't mind him. I don't think he's the answer, but I think he's definitely a much better option than having David Luiz in there. And I know you could say, oh, David Luiz, he's the older head, and when Saliba, whatever his fucking name is, comes in, he can be a good, he can
savior
to him. But I think he's the last person I want talking to a new defender. Bad habits and shit.
Yeah. Allegedly, he's great round the training ground, and Arteta really likes him.
Once again, I don't give a fuck about the training ground, man. I really don't. It's just,
No, that's good. Have him training there. Have him speaking good things. Just don't have him on the pitch on a Saturday.
Just don't tell him he's a coach.
Yeah, I've
been dropped again.
Seriously,
I've been dropped again. Mourinho, sorry.
Mourinho, Wenger, Ferguson, Klopp. All of them they were bang average shit football players. I don't even think Mourinho was a football player.
He wasn't. He
goalkeeper at some muggy boning semi-pro fucking Portuguese side or something like that. You don't have to be a great footballer. Mate, let him be a coach. Let him. Yes, David, you can come and have a little chat and a word with them. But like I said, you and your clown shoes are not going over the whitewash on the Saturday at 3 o'clock.
Too many rakes to step on for that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. So we've got our 6. So now we need to make a full 11.
Okay.
Who?
I'm definitely selling Lacazette.
Yeah,
I think we can get money for him. I like Lacazette. I like what he brings.
Well, when he brings it.
Yeah.
Well, when he hasn't brung it in however long.
No, I heard him referred to as the poor man Sylvan Wiltord. I was like, oh my god.
There's such a thing.
That is damning.
But he's kind of turned into that. But at least Wiltord was scoring goals because he just runs down blind alleys and just kind of gets stuck in places.
Wiltord was ridiculously useful. He could play on the wing.
He was. Wiltord had the whole if he wasn't as versatile and willing to play out of position as he was, he wouldn't have played. Especially when you look at who we had in the team at the time, he shouldn't have gotten a look in as he didn't as a striker for a lot of times. But he was willing to put in the work, which I appreciated, and he wasn't as missed. You don't put your best player out wide and lose him. You got your top scorer, you put him through the middle. And Wiltord wasn't that. But he said, look.
Can you tell that to Arteta, please?
I've been trying, man. This. I've been tweeting at him. He's not responding. I have to ask my old mate Kevin Campbell
who your close personal friend, Kevin Campbell?
Yeah, my old mate Kevin Campbell.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But no, it's just. But Wiltord was willing to put in the work, and that spirit and that desire to do that was great. It was great to see because at one time it was Wiltord, Bergkamp, Kanu, and Henry.
You forget,
Those are our strikers, and they all contributed at some point. They all had like moments, and then you had Perez and you had Ljungberg. We had all these players like in this midfield front like thing. It was just we just don't have, I don't know, that willingness to work hard for it, no matter how average you are. You know, Ray Parler stayed in the Arsenal team for as long as he did because he worked like a bitch to stay in that team. And like his work rate and his endeavor and his willingness to put it all in there for the team. I just think the players, I can't see anyone willing to do that in the current team.
I think we could get money for him.
Yeah, I think we can. But we're not going to get any profit on him.
Possibly part X him for Thomas Partey.
For Partey. Look, he's the first player for me to bring in.
Yeah.
Like, we spoke about it in the Lost Tapes about how much he can offer just at every level of that position. Just a machine of a man who is technically very gifted too. He's not just a workhorse and he's not just a good tackler. He's technically a really good player. And I'm not looking anymore. I used to for a while look for the heir to the throne of Vieira and Henry and whoever, like bringing in players. We're so far past that. We're not finding the next whoever. We just need new people. And Partey is like one of the epitome of the modern footballer. He's a very gifted player. And even if you only signed him in the summer, I think he'll make a huge difference to this team. But obviously we need more than that. But I think he'll be, if that's the first player we get, and then that's going to put down a statement of intent to other players to come.
So Lacazette is on my sell list.
Same. Yep. Buy Lacazette. Sell and loan.
Oh, okay, loan.
So you don't have to get rid of everyone, but some players need to go away. Guendouzi. So what?
Possibly Guendouzi. Joe Willock, I think, needs a loan.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him go out on loan. I think as much as he's kind of rehabilitated himself a little bit, and allegedly like our win ratio with Xhaka in the team than when he's out of the team is quite startling. I would still sell Xhaka.
Yeah, I don't think he's not. I always felt he was going to become a player when we got him, and then he showed a few signs of it. Scores one goal from outside the box and was like, oh, he's got a great left foot. One time. Not that excited about that. So, but you see that and you're like, why don't you do it more often? I've never understood how a player can hit a ball so sweetly and not do it like more often. And we rarely shoot from outside the box, which is just strange to me. So he's not offering enough. He's technically a good player, but not in this team. Like he came from Borussia Mönchengladbach. That's his level, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just think that he's not. The league is not. He's not mobile enough for the league.
No, he's not. He's done okay, I think, in the setup. So really, one thing I did like that Arteta did was the whole he would cover for the left back spot when the left back will get forward. I love that tactic. I think he's brilliant, and it worked so well. But then once he's out, no one they've trained on that and they've worked on that. And when he's in the team, it works. And especially when Saka was out there, it works really well because Saka's going to get forward a lot. So technically, that's really smart. But if Xhaka's not there, then someone's going to come in and somehow knows the lines. If you've lost him in there, so I think that's didn't help us in that regard. But that's not Xhaka's not good at that because he's good at that. Anyone could be taught to do that, and train well enough and do that. So the things that he's done well, anyone could do. He's not outstanding at anything. He's just it's okay. A lot of our players are like that. Just okay. And there are teams who have okay players but are doing better than us at the moment. So Xhaka can go. We'll probably get 20 million for him. I don't know if we'll get that much, because there's going to be a fire sale. No one's going to want our players, so we're going to have to sell them low.
Well, I don't think we'll be able to give anybody enough money to take Mustafi off the books, but Mustafi's
been keeping his head down, Mustafi. He's like, go ahead and make your mistakes.
He really is. Yeah.
It's like when David Luiz came on, did his thing. He's like, yes. Oh no, but thank God it's not me. Like, he was probably so relieved.
It's like I said, I feel like I say, he's another one who under Arteta rehabilitated himself to a certain extent.
Right.
But I still think he's irredeemable.
He's just too far gone to have him in there. He's not a centre back. He's just not a centre back. I keep seeing stories of that. You know, did we ever establish how we say his name? Upamenko?
Upamecano?
Sure, whatever, fancy pants.
I have no idea if I got that right.
You say it so confidently, I'll take it. If that's not how you say it, it is now. All right, it was so well said. But you look at been linked to him, and Arsenal are front runners to sign this guy. It's like, fucking sign him then. Like, if you're gonna sign him, just fucking sign him. Because like him and Partey, it's the two pieces in the middle there, and the spine of the team. You always talk about a cliche of having a spine, and those two, and then you'll have Saliba in the centre back, and you got youth, you got strength, you got experience to an extent. Of like
that Upamecano, he's a centre back.
Yeah,
isn't he not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Do you know who another player that I always liked when I saw him play was Decore at Watford.
I've liked him for a while, and I wonder why no one's got him yet.
Yeah.
Why is he still at Watford? Because he look. Okay, I say I know I'm not looking for the heir apparent to Vieira, but he looks like that kind of player. Just like leggy, good on the ball.
He's got a really good engine. He's physical, and he's of a decent enough standard. So like, I would.
Well, and he knows the league.
I've been a big fan of him.
And he knows the league as well. Like, I feel like if we can't get Partey, which at this point, the way you hear fucking people talk about it, we'd have to fuck up real bad to not get Partey. We'd have to put in a bid of like 20 million. And,
I feel the other way around in the sense of I'm like, surely we're not going to get Partey. He's too good.
Well, it's like all the stories and stuff. We just don't know what to believe. Just who's putting these stories out there? How the fuck do you know? Saw a fucking story about us getting what's his name? He's been Man City goalkeeper Hart.
Joe Hart, yeah.
Yeah, bringing him in because Leno's out. Like, we have shitty goalkeepers. We don't need another one. Like, well, how can we bring him in?
Yeah, because he's just had his contract terminated at Burnley, isn't he?
Yeah, that's not a good sign. Why the fuck would we want him? It's like he didn't get his contract terminated because he's great.
It's the only other player we've got. The only other kid we've got is Matt Macy.
We've got youth kids. Who gives a shit at this point?
Yeah,
it's like, don't be bringing anybody else to this mess.
It seems, yeah.
Just
it depends on the wage. If he was on astronomical wages, then no. If it was a low wage deal, I would say why not?
I just feel like you're a
league-winning goalkeeper. Why not?
I just in those situations, I feel if you've got the backup and they're decent enough, then let them play because they've been waiting in the wings long enough. They wait for this moment. They love Leno, but they've hoped and fucking prayed he got injured any given time so they could step up and show what they can do. And then, and have that Hollywood movie plot happen, and then you get to be the hero in the last minute.
Escape to victory with Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
Oh, that scene where they break out that goalkeeper's arm. Always does me.
Brilliant. But so I get why you'd want more experienced goalkeeper in there, but at the same time, especially the way we are right now, I don't think it makes a world of difference. I think it just let Martinez do his thing. He's not a great goalkeeper, but he'll do.
Yeah, I think he's a really good shot stopper, Martinez. I think he's a really good shot stopper.
Yeah.
He's a bit too small for my liking of a goalkeeper.
How
and just sometimes his I don't know. I don't know how tall he is, but for me, he doesn't fill the goal.
Look at him. He's 6'6". Oh, he's tiny.
so small, sure. But he doesn't fill out the goal for me, for my liking. Yeah. And like I said, I remember because he was the goalkeeper all the way back. Remember when we had that tennis match against Reading in the League Cup?
Yeah, he was the goalkeeper in that game. Yeah,
and he made some absolute shocking saves in that game. And the goal against Brighton, where because it was weird because when he first came on for Leno, right? Aaron Moy hit a vicious volley that came out of nowhere. And he must have scored really, really late. He pounced down, he got it. It was a really, really good save. And you're like, brilliant, that's fantastic, well done. And then you see him fucking invoke the memories of Almunia come flying out of his goal when I felt like Alan Davis in the Tuesday. Go, where are you going? No. Yeah, just
I think that's like comes from a player which being so eager to impress. It's like, it's my time. It's my time now. It's my time. My time is shot. It's good. And but I think it comes from that. I think that's what Mustafi's issue is when he's in there. He wants to just go and do something and make a big tackle and do it. I'm gonna do it. Get all excited. And we don't need you to be that way. Just sit and be a goalkeeper. You don't need to impress us. That's not. You do the opposite's happening when you do all that. So if we got Hart in or whoever, then fine. I don't think it's going to make a big difference about how this season's going to go. I just don't think we need anyone new in there right now. Joe Hart. Joe Hart's a bit of a mentalist. So.
Yeah, no, that's it. It would the economic thing would have to, like I said, it would have to be for me a short-term contract, and only if he's on minimal wage, like anything.
I think it's only come up like 60, because
$70,000. Then no thanks.
Yeah, it's only come up because Leno went out and he just became available at the same time. That's all. It's not actually legitimate. It's just a coincidence, really. So, but. I don't see it happening, but
Kolasinac is another one that I'd get rid of.
Yeah, he can go. What would you do with Bellerin?
Kolasinac.
Do you think Bellerin's past his prime?
So, yes and no.
Interesting. Okay, tell me more.
My thoughts on Bellerin is, so prior to last season, I remember I said in a podcast that I was on, I said that this season coming up was pivotal for Bellerin because Bellerin had stagnated so much. Bellerin, because of Debusshy's injury, Bellerin then came into the side. And because of his pace, his blistering pace, it masked a lot of deficiencies in his game. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think he's actually a very good footballer with the ball at his feet. He's not that great. Not really. Like, he's stunningly one-footed. Like I said, I genuinely believe, and I say it's a bit fantasy because if you take away one attribute from everybody, they're going to suck. But like if you gave him average pace, he would not even be a Premiership standard defender, in my opinion.
No, he's not.
And
he's losing his pace. He's lost his pace.
Well, he kind of lost. I thought he lost his pace. I thought he bulked up too much.
Right.
Like he got very like tonk and butch, right? And like I said, I felt last season was kind of pivotal, and it was, for me, it was a make or break season for him. And if depending on how he did, was whether I would have kept him or sold him. And he was actually very good up until he got injured.
Yeah.
He had slimmed down some, regained a little bit of his pace, and he was being a lot more vocal and aggressive on the pitch as well.
Right. Yeah, before he got injured, I thought the whole team was good in that moment of the season. he was doing well, and you're thinking you hate to think positively as an Arsenal fan. You think, is this the Bellerin that we've been waiting for? That we were promised.
I think so. I would still keep him. I like him as a player. I like him as a person.
Yeah.
I think I still think he's a decent defender. I think he's still got enough of his pace that he's, we've still got to take like the massive like pinch of salt in the fact that, he's coming off of this horrific ACL injury where he still really we shouldn't be expecting him to be back to his best yet. Same with Holden, and when Chambers comes back, we've got to give him like a season. I mean, I don't know what his contract is like, but like that season, the season where he comes back and he's first fit, that year is going to have to be like a free hit for him. You can't really be to judge him. It's not really fair. So yeah, I think we need a right back, a substitute right back for him. I've always been a big fan of Cedric. Ever since I saw him in the Carling Cup League Cup final against Man United for Southampton, I thought he was brilliant. This is a guy who I think he's a very, very good player. I feel he's an absolute shit time of it. He come in as this year's Kim Kallstrom, and then Saka breaks his face like in training.
Yeah, he could still. I think he'll still make an appearance. I think he'll do something. I think we need to. I don't think we can. Bellerin's not going to play every game, and Socrates isn't going to.
Did you see Bellerin had all his?
He had like all taped up. I'm not sure what. If he got a tattoo or some shit, I don't know what's going on with that. But that was kind of weird.
The thing is, you just said Socrates' name. When Socrates has had to play right back, that's when you really see the worth of Bellerin.
Right.
Because it gets like night and day, like having someone like Bellerin and someone like thing. So I would keep Bellerin. Bellerin would.
All right. Well, so like, I guess like the 5's gone to 6 to whatever now. I don't think. I was just, I don't think, I think 5 was just a starting point, I guess. I think once you open up the dialogue and you kind of realize, who would you actually keep? And it make you realize that, well, there are players who have something to offer, but just not in the current entire squad in its entirety. With the right other players around them, Bellerin, I think, would do better. And then with someone else in front of him where his having a lack of pace, Bellerin, he has to do more. He has to be more of a Lee Dixon in terms of his right back. And we're not going to have, your Robertson or who's the other guy for Liverpool?
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Those two. That's having both of those guys be these workhorse enigma left back, right back that offer you everything. Bellerin maybe one day could have been, if he hadn't got his injuries, he could have been that. But he's had his injuries. I mean, he had the one injury and he came back and then he got another one. And you just feel, and now when he plays, you're not confident he's going to stay fit.
No.
I think with Bellerin, with the pace of the game, he's out there. He wants, I think Bellerin, the reason to keep him would be just because he loves Arsenal. He exudes it. And that's why people think he'll be a good captain because he's just knee deep in Arsenal. The way he talks about Arsenal, they say as a person, he's on point. He can't fault his character at all. And so, I mean, that's really, really important to have on the pitch. But then like, it could be to his detriment. Like he wants to work extra hard and going for those tackles and he never wants to be dropped. But like, still got to treat him with kid gloves, man. He's delicate. Every time he goes up for a 50-50 header, I feel like, does he have PTSD of Alonso, like against Chelsea?
Yeah.
I just think, oh man, I would. If that happened to me, it would take me ages to get the confidence to go up like that. But he's doing it though. He's doing it.
Brilliant tackle. He put in a brilliant tackle against Mendy in the Man City game. And I was like I said, I like Hector. Like I say, all those things and more. Like he's such a good egg that you kind of like say, you want.
And I love that he talks like he was born and raised in South London or North London. Sorry, Like he proper talks like this little mixture of an accent, but he'll slip into his Spanish at any given time. But he's like, yeah, all right, mate. Yeah, Arsenal win it. Yeah. I love it.
I just say I've got a lot of time for him. We need a backup for him. I would keep, again, making sure that he's not on stupid wages, but I would keep Cedric as well.
Yeah, I can't see him being on stupid wages because he came from Southampton. He didn't come from any big European club. So I can't see him demanding too much because he genuinely looks like
his fucking agent.
Yeah, I mean the agents are going to be a sticking point of a lot of these players at this point, and that's just a modern game. We just have to try and get the best deal with the best players, and I feel like Arteta is going to be very, very particular. I think he knows who he wants, and it may not be who we think he should want, but it's all going to be in his hands. And I'm not. There's some people who would say like, oh, he's not who he thought we were. Like maybe it wasn't Emery, maybe it wasn't Wenger. I just think you can't judge this now after the Corona stuff. You can't say one thing or the other because Arteta's had no real good time to really put in what he needs to. So I still trust Arteta. I don't want to keep hearing him and talk about how angry he is about everything because it sounds great, but it's not having an effect. Like just hearing him talk and he says all the right things, but that's not being translated to the players. Like just something to just.
Well, even it was. I mean, this thing. It seemingly it was, and then we went on this break.
No, it was before. You could see it happen before. It's just whatever he had in place has been forgotten.
Ozil was another one that I would.
Yes, this time he's not offering anything, but I do think he would have offered something against Brighton. I really do. I would have liked to had him play because he played a bunch before. You know, he played nearly every game since Arteta came in, and he wasn't exceptional. You know, he didn't assist anybody, but he was there, and you still think Arteta's that kind of a player where he could just do one thing, have to unlock that little pass, and we don't have anyone else who can do that. But I'd still get rid of him because he's definitely past his prime by a long shot. So
the other thing is, so we need someone supplying the bullets. So who would you have instead of?
See, I don't know. I couldn't pick out a player realistically or even unrealistically who I think would be really good in that role, but I don't know a great deal about because we get linked to certain players, like Italian league players and other players. I'm like, oh, cool. Who the fuck is that? I don't know. Am I so out of touch? But no, it's the kids. It's the children who are out of touch.
Yeah.
I look at it, and I'm just I don't know, man. I don't play much FIFA anymore, so I don't know who's available, who would be good. Like I wouldn't mind a Coutinho, but he's different. He's not. We play these people and he's the attacking. You know, Willock. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure what his strongest position is, and then Saka slots in there. And he just does whatever he can do. Like he tries, but he's been playing left back and then winger, and then all of a sudden, always play him central attacking midfield. So hey, no, we don't. We need someone like just to make that position their own and play week in week out. Like if we can get Coutinho on a decent amount of money and a decent wage, I wouldn't be mad at that because he can offer a lot, and he's so forward thinking. He has such an eye for goal that I think he can nothing but good things can come out of that. But the money has to be right.
There's a dude who plays for Espanyol. I can't remember his bloody name. Oh, that's gone from my brain.
Espanyol. I spelled it wrong, but Google will fix that for me.
You know, Google. It's
You see who we got?
Central midfielder.
Espanyol. Give me the squad list. What the fuck? Who plays for them? I have no idea. Just give me the club history. That's no good.
No. Just Google Espanyol Arsenal.
Espanyol. Wait, did he play against us and did really well?
No. I've seen a few people message about him. And
I don't know. Arsenal in the hunt for Espanyol's Marc Rojas.
That's the dude. Yes.
Okay.
There's a guy who I follow. He's quite a prominent dude. You probably follow him as well. who I really like. I think he's very measured dude, and he talks a lot of sense. His name's Clive. I think it's like at Clive PAFC or something like that. He's on I think he's on like the Arsenal Vision podcast, and he did like this analysis of that player. And I thought, oh, he looks, to piggyback off that, and I thought he was pretty good. He was like a slightly more mobile Xhaka.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds good.
So I mean, that'll be that kind of player would be a nice balance with Partey, Because I mean, look, I'd kill for a 4-4-2, man. I'd kill a man for a 4-4-2. Because like the Brighton game, we had the players for a 4-4-2. It was a perfect lineup for a 4-4-2. But then Saka's in the middle, and I can't figure out what the fuck is going on. Like you have a winger and you have a winger, and you play one of the wingers through the middle, and then you play your striker out wide. And it was very confusing to me. Because I'd like to see Albert and Nketiah and see what they could do. Because Nketiah, when he plays, he only ever plays up on his own. I'd like to see how he does with a good, decent strike partner. But he's done his best with the opportunities he's got. He works hard, but he can't.
I kind of think, like I say, it's almost a shame that we got rid of Giroud when Lacazette signed, because I think them two would have been like a really good pair.
Yeah. Well, we got Aubameyang came in, didn't he, for Giroud?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, sorry, yeah. I'm misremembering.
But either way, like you have, we spoke about in the Lost Tapes, like having that tall target guy to offset, to do the flick-ons, hold the ball up, and be that foil to the shorter, quicker, pacier guy. And
because that's the thing, like Aubameyang sucks with his back to goal.
Yeah, he can't.
Like, I cannot remember the last time I saw that dude win a fucking 50-50 header. Like, not when we pumped the ball up to him. That's a bit of me why I think like even Emery and Arteta are so reticent to have Aubameyang on his own up front.
Right.
Because his hold up play isn't great. Do you know what I mean? It's
yeah, but then if you have him up front, he's always available for those through balls as well. So you just have to have the right players around him, and if he's up top, have to have him up top with a partner. I think there's no reason why we can't have to play two up top. Like, okay, if you don't want him to play up top on his own, then don't play that stupid formation. I don't, because I think the formation we play right now, players just get lost and they shuffle around and no one really knows what they're supposed to be doing. It's just such a formation that can just get confusing. And then, especially when you have, like, against Man City, Joe Willock playing in the central attacking role, he didn't touch the ball for like 50-something minutes. Didn't do a damn thing. So what's the point? You may as well have had Ozil in there, because he was just lost. He was just playing in his position. He was in between two positions and then not seeing the ball. So what was the point? And so, like, if he's going to drift around in the area, have it be a striker that drifts around in the area, who wants to go forward and get the ball and can hold it up and bring other players in. But I'm not the coach, Rich.
No, you make sense.
But yeah.
What about Emil Smith-Rowe? Would you put him out on loan again, or would you?
Who? Smith-Rowe?
Emil Smith-Rowe, yeah, death row.
I don't know. I've still not seen enough of him to make me think, because I don't know what kind of player he is. And initially, I thought he was like kind of like a Ramsey when he had a little bit of a run a couple of years ago, and he seemed like he was like a box-to-box kind of central midfielder. And then he was playing out wide for a bit. I got very confused.
I think he's like a cross between Ramsey and Ozil.
Yeah, I haven't seen his strengths to say, and I think you hope a loan would do that, but we have players that go out on loan and then come back and we've learned nothing.
Well, I mean, I don't watch Huddersfield in the first division.
Well, no, it's not our job, I don't think, to do our analysis. It's like you hope that they'll go on loan and whoever's supposed to be looking at them would then have a report card and say, this is what this player can offer us. Because, Reece Nelson came back and he's still the exact same fucking player he was when he went out on loan.
Yeah. The one time, like I said, I went to Arsenal versus Forest in the Cup, and Death Row played, and I think like he didn't even make half the game he got knocked out and like stretching off. So I can't even give you any analysis of that. No, but I think he's a very good player. He's industrious. He's very tidy. Probably he doesn't have Ramsey's physicality, I don't think. But he's more of a runner with the ball than Ozil was. Ozil was like, connecting all the passes and connecting all the players and stuff like that. So he's a little bit of an amalgamation between the two. But I kind of think he's getting to that age where we have to kind of shit or get off the pot with him. We need to kind of see if he's good enough for us. And if we do,
there's only so many times a player should have to go out on loan.
Yeah.
And if you can't figure out what he is and you haven't got a room for him in your squad, then and it's happened with players over the years. Chuba Akpom just got a couple goals. I forgot even when he left, but he was never going to, he went out on loan a couple of times. He wasn't getting into the team. So he just, off you go, chum. I hate seeing that Santi Cazorla's doing so well. I mean, I love Santi Cazorla, but what the fuck, man? Like, could we not just wait a little bit longer on him? I'd love to have him in the team right now. Like, I love it if he was, if he was fit. If like we'd be like, we're not gonna get rid of him. We want to keep him because he wants to stay, and we love him so much. And then, we're miraculously now fit for the last 2 years. But what did we miss there that we didn't see him and we just got rid of him?
Nobody would have called that. Like, nobody would. Well,
apparently someone did because he's playing. Then they got him in the team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it may have been just a ceremonious return, like, okay, come and play for us. Well, you can finish your career in Spain with us. And they're like, oh, he's fit. Is he? Oh, fuck, go on then. Because he'd be so good in that middle bit right now. I'd love to have him in there. Just that little bit of magic. We've got no magic. Where's the magic? Did Wenger take the magic with his magic hat? I don't know.
He did. It's someone needs to find it.
I think he did. It's just that we're lacking that little bit of I don't know what.
I was just thinking, you can't really sing that song with Mikel Arteta. It's too syllables.
Mikel Arteta's magic. There you go. Just say it differently. Mikel Arteta's magic. He wears the magic hat.
I don't like it. It's.
Well, I mean,
you can't.
Yeah, Arsene Wenger's magic. Mikel Arteta's magic. It's just an extra syllable.
Yeah. Throws it all off.
Arteta. We can say Arteta is magic. You can do that. Arteta is magic. He wears a magic hat. Just kidding. He doesn't. His hair will get messed up, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
He wore a magic scarf because the hair's too perfect.
Magic brokering. I feel like we didn't make any headway in that team though.
No. Well, look. I mean, I think
we've sold 1, 2, 3.
Well,
4.
we brought some players back. Like we did, and we sent some on loan. So I think, because you had, was it Roja? Was the other guy you thought would be all right?
Yeah, we signed that guy.
Let's circle back then. You're right. We didn't quite finish that. So we didn't actually tackle the striker situation. We need a striker. Are we keeping Nketiah?
I would keep Nketiah. I think he's done enough to be. Okay,
so our five is like 8 now. But these are like not starters. These are subs. Like the extra ones. The first 5 are starters. The other ones are squads. So we're buying starters now. So we're bringing in Upakeko.
Yeah, Meccano.
I
forgot about him. I didn't put him in there.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just because you feel like if we get, it's either Partey or what's his name? Upamecano? Umpamenko? Hakuna Matata? What the fuck is his name?
I don't know. I think he's another one that I kind of think surely he's just
I think if we get one, we're not getting the other. But right now we're talking, we have an endless budget.
And this is our cheat code.
Yeah, this is our cheat code. So we're okay. We can get him. We can get Roca. We can get... But, I think after a lot of it, like I say, we're not doing this just to fill it up with £100 million players. Players who we genuinely think would make a difference to this team. So, and Partey, that defender with the U. Opa. Oh, what happened to fucking block? Can't say it. I don't even know if I spell it right. But so you have, so yeah. So you'd have, you'd play like Partey and Roca probably together. You'd have Oompa Loompa and Saliba in central defense. Probably. Tierney out wide. Would you stick Bella in right back? Would you keep him at right back?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
All right. So we got Martinelli potentially. Saka, Pepe will be the wings, let's say.
No.
So
Bellerin,
and then we'll have Aubameyang up front. So who's up front with Aubameyang? I think that's the last.
Are you playing 4-4-2?
Of course I am, man.
I love it.
I ain't playing no 4-3-1-2, whatever the fuck we play now. I'm playing 4-4-2. But look, it's open. It's open. You can do whatever you want. I just think a 4-4-2 is for me. I feel like a 4-4-2 can become anything else.
If we do that, I think we'll have to buy another striker.
Yeah, I think a striker we definitely have to buy because we're selling Lacazette and Nketiah's on the bench. So would you get a tall? Is there a big lanky fucker who could get that isn't Lewandowski?
There's a dude that I bought on FIFA.
Here we go. Oh, but he's good though. He's good. Got him in the ultimate team.
No, he was in your second team, the mighty Super Hoops of Celtic. Is it Eduard?
I've heard of him. Yeah, I've heard some things about him. He's kind of softly being linked to other teams. What kind of a player is he?
I don't know. In FIFA, he's quite a muscly, big dude.
Okay.
But let's say this one. I'm so ignorant of other leagues, and that's why it's so hard for me. I'm not a football hipster. I don't spend all my hours watching Eurosport and watching fucking League One and the Tenant Super League. The other ones, like
whatever they Superliga.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you will come across them and be like, "Oh yeah, he plays in the A League." Like, A League, yeah, the Australia League. The what? Why are you watching that?
Yeah.
If I watch anything, I watch all of it. I love it. No.
So I don't know who'd be my other striker. Then.
Yeah, that's. I think it's tough not because there are good players out there, but who would be a good foil to Aubameyang, or could play up on his own if Aubameyang went wide, or instead of Aubameyang.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put a pin in this so far.
We'll do some research.
We'll do some research, and then next episode.
On the next episode of Dick N Fee's. Dick N Fee's. Will Feely learn how to say Upaka Makenko? Tune in next time. Wait, I got Tierney. Right, yeah, Tierney. Bella. Party. I have to look at this Roca guy. I'm taking your word for Roja. I assume it's Roja. And then we'll say a bit of Pepe and a bit of Saka on the wings. So
next episode,
we'll see if we can actually pay some attention to other leagues.
Yeah.
Or I mean, all right. Okay. Are there any currently? Just think about what we do know. Say Premier League strikers. Is there anyone in the Premier League that you think that's a good player? We could get him. He's a good striker. What about Raul Jimenez for Wolves?
Yeah, he's very, very good. Robust.
He's good, robust. He's tall, good in the air. Bit of skill, bit of this, bit of that.
I like that. I like
that. I do. There's going to be a lot of competition for him, but if it's from players that we do know, I think he is probably one who could add something that we don't already currently have.
Yes, that is a freaking great shout. No need for episode 3. In your face, episode 3.
We just cancel episode 3. Oh man, that's like Revenge of the Sith, man. We're going to peak.
Yeah, Jimenez. Right, let's move on to kits.
All right. So, Richard, do you have 3 of each, or did you have a bit of trouble?
3 home. I trouble with the away. Maybe converse with the away.
Now, you could be in order if you want. It's up to you. It doesn't have to be in order.
All right.
Did you have your kits?
I went down in the loft.
Oh, man. Wait, you can't go down in the loft. I could have.
Up in the loft.
No.
Down in the basement. So this was the last season at Highbury, 05-06. That's in there.
Okay.
That's in my list. The thing of it, I love it. I love a clean, simplistic kit.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it like with that kit? It was said that it was one of the first kits we played in at Highbury, and then it turns out it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was like, it's a throwback. We're like, what is that kit? As a throwback because the first season of Highbury was some blah, 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 blah. And apparently the pictures were just faded and they looked like a darker kit and it was actually just red.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, whatever. It was a nice kit. It was a nice touch for the last season. And it was a nice kit. It fit real nice. It was commemorative. It's just, I agree with that. I don't think it's one of my tops, but it's up there. It's up there. It's one of my favorites. A lot of it is sentimental as well because that was my last full season at Arsenal myself as well, and the last season at Highbury. So for me, it holds a lot of sentimental value. So just a good shout, Rich. I like it. I like that a lot.
Aesthetics wise, I always liked this one.
I
5 kit.
Yeah, I considered that one, but the back gets me there. Wait, is that the FA Cup final one? Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've got on the thing. It's the.
He slaps FA it on Cup,
there. The old FA Cup badge because I'm a loser.
That's the final I missed. I was in America.
And on the back.
Oh, Reyes.
Reyes. But I liked the yellow. I like the gold.
I like the piping. I remember when we got it and it had gold piping. It was kind of weird at first because I don't think any home kits had anything like that before. It had a bit of blue.
Not I recall. Yeah.
But I don't think we had an extra color that was like that, and it just worked. Especially because it was, we had that yellowy gold in the badge as well. So, and it framed that kit and the cut and the little yellow around the collar.
Yeah,
it fit.
And I prefer a V-neck,
right,
rather than a round neck. I'm not a big fan of round necks.
Yeah, so
I like the uniqueness thing of having the white numbers and the black.
Yeah. I think that was the first kit we went to curved printing because then we have straight printing for the longest time. And then Nike were like, for fuck's sake, you have to have curved printing. And so they went, whoosh, you have to have curved printing now. I believe that was the story I just made up. But
I loved it.
I know, it makes sense. But definitely a good kit. And the crest being in the middle as well. Those last 2 shirts was a little bit different. That's kind of a little bit of a throwback to some of the other kits we had.
I had, and also this year's shirt, it's upstairs actually in my cupboard. I didn't bring it down. I love this year's shirt.
Yeah, 100%.
It fits so nicely. It looks, it's enough of a throwback to '89, but it's also a classic. It's its own shirt as well. The classic cut. It fits really well. The sleeves and that. Again, it's got that V-neck. Because the shirt, as I discussed earlier, the shirt I'm wearing now, the '91 shirt. I love this shirt. It was my first ever shirt. I love the kind of Adidas indentations and markings in them. I love that ultra band. I love the V-neck. I love the little the AFC and the collar.
I love that neck. I love it's not really one thing or the other. It's not really a round neck or a V-neck. It's just a weird hybrid of the two. That collar, I think it's great.
So I think that's my top 3 of the home shirts. I did have at one.
Wait, that was 3. Is the one you're wearing the other one?
The one I'm wearing, the 05.
Okay, the one you're wearing is okay. I know the one you were wearing was the third one. Okay.
Yes.
I like.
I did have shout out to this shirt as well. The first one at Emirates. I quite like that one as well. With that
a little bit of gold piping on it. Yeah.
I did have the 125 shirt. I don't know where it is actually now. The shirt.
Oh, the anniversary shirt. Yeah.
The 125. Oh, it's here.
Yeah.
Now, again, as I said to you at the start, I think at the shop we got a plotter machine. And I was whizzing around and doing all these bits and pieces, thinking I was far too clever. And I thought, this is
Is this your Miyachi shirt?
Yeah.
Yes, there it is.
So yeah, that's my
look at me.
Miyachi Rio on it, number 31, and I absolutely ruined a very good 125 anniversary shirt.
Yeah, but it's a one of a kind, Rich. It's a one of a kind.
Bog standard rubbish player. Yeah, that's my top 3 home.
All right, I'll do my home and then we'll do your. Oh yeah, so we. Right, so I don't have the shirts to show because I'm an idiot. You had the right idea, Rich. But mine, the 2002 shirt, the one I was wearing when I spoke to my best mate. The
who your close person?
Yeah, close person friend Kim Campbell. Yeah, that shirt. I already, said how the meaning behind that shirt. Yeah, like that was it was the first shirt I bought with my own money because I had that shirt before I started working at Arsenal, and then I remember I was wearing it. I don't know where my work one of it went. My brother probably stole it, but I was wearing my own one for the longest time. They were like, didn't you get, it's like, why is that shirt dirty or whatever? I think they said something about it because it was kind of yellow. My Dreamcast had kind of faded a little bit. And I'm like, what's the matter with your shirt? Like, what do you mean? I've had this like a year. It's like, no, you're supposed to, you get shirts. I was like, what? And then I got my uniform one. And then I printed that one for the FA Cup final in the print room. Totally paid for it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And I got that print. It's just a nice shirt. I love the collar on it. I loved the fit. But since like some of the more modern shirts kind of fit a little bit nicer in terms of more like especially after wearing the most recent Adidas shirt, the way that fits, all shirts should fit that way. Like no matter what size you are, it's just something. It just has a nice fit to it. The older shirts are a bit bulkier, especially like that era, and the material is kind of heavy.
But my thing is the sleeves because I'm short, right?
Sleeves
I don't want the long sleeves. It makes me feel like even more of a midget than I already am.
Yeah, that one had big long sleeves. So, but I do like that one. And also I considered the one with the 0405 shirt, but I do have to give a shout out to the Invincible kit. The cleanliness of that kit. It was just like the collar got a bit wide. There you go. Here's your long sleeves to give the illusion. The collar got a bit stretched out after a while, but just the material was light. I don't know why that little thing at the back. I think the player shirt had 2 layers, but the kit version, the retail version, had a little layer at the back. But I just love the simplicity of that kit. It's just red and white, and it was just so classic, simple.
It's very, very clean.
Yeah, I love that about that kit. And it's iconic, And my third one, I went back and forth with like one that I wore while I was at the club, and then the new kit, and then I settled upon which one was it? The 98 kit when we won the league, 96-98 kit.
I don't have that shirt. That's one
JVC kit, and I love. I mean, it has a collar. I never owned that shirt though. Yeah. I just wish I did. My brother had it. But I love that shirt. And once again, it's just so simple. It's just so clean. And I love the JVC on the shirts.
Yeah.
I wish we had a simpler. Like I liked O2 because it was so simple. I liked Sega because it was just Sega. It was just simple. It just sat right there. And then like Fly Emirates has gotten worse. Like Emirates fly better, whatever the fuck it says now. Like, yeah. Calm down. And JVC was the ultimate thing, so I'll go back to that one, and it makes me think of Ian Wright and that whole season, and those for me. And once again, shout out to the current kit. It's just
I love that. I love that shirt. It was the one your favorite one. Was that the one? Did that have like the classic Arsenal scripture on the arse? Like,
I think that one did. I think that was the last one we did that on. It had the big Arsenal on the arse.
What year did you say? You said
96-98. The kit we won the double in 98.
Oh, I think did that not say Gunners?
It either said Gunners or Arsenal. Was it?
I think 94, 95 said Arsenal, and I think the 97, 98 one said Gunners.
I think you're right. I think you did. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I love those kits. They were very, very good.
I mean, for a while, our kits were just like solid gold. But I mean, notice how no one had unless you might have an away Puma. I don't know. But the Puma ones don't make the cut. All right, away kits.
See, now I didn't do anything for the away kits. Shall I tell you what is an odd one I always liked, and it was very controversial.
It was the white one.
It was the white one, yeah.
Yeah.
I really, really like that. Again,
it's a nice kit. I like the detail on it. I
love the detail.
Yeah.
I love that gold. I love the white, the gold, the burgundy.
Yeah.
It looks very clean, very fresh. I love the writing. I don't even know what it says anymore.
This is writing.
I love that. So the writing on it. Holy crap! This is a small. How did I ever fit into this? Jesus. Them days are gone, my friend. It's got the little Herbert Chapman like dedication on it as well.
Yeah, no, it's a really nice kit.
Absolutely love.
That's what I was hoping they were going for the new one, the away kit. Now I thought it would be like that. Nice, it's like it's clean, like from a distance kind of thing, but it has these little. You get up in it, there are details to be found, but it just didn't. Because when they first announced they were doing that kit, I remember just thinking, well, we're going to look like Tottenham. But it didn't. With the maroon and stuff, it didn't. They never looked like Tottenham. But yeah, that's a nice kit. It's a nice kit. But all right, come on, Rich. What you got? Away kits.
So I didn't. I know you're wearing it. I never liked that one.
No,
I didn't like it.
I liked it. It was fun.
I didn't like the color. It was just. It looked really dull. I didn't mind this one. This was that was that same year as the Herbert Chapman one, the white one. I didn't mind it.
I didn't.
No,
I didn't like that one.
What else did I like? I liked this one. This
I like that one.
04.
That's the one that it reminds me of Keown and Robert Pires. There you go. Keown jumping on Van Nistelrooy.
It's such a nice light top.
Yeah, I love. And it wants to get. I think it's the simple stuff, man. It's just yellow and blue. It's clean. The collar's there, but it's a light collar, so you don't really notice it when you're wearing it. So it's just
I went long sleeve crazy that year, didn't I?
Well, like you say, like the sleeves on those shirts got quite long, so fuck it, go all the way.
Yeah. What was another away kit that I liked? I have to say, I did like this one.
Oh, yeah.
The one we got was that. This was 04, 05. No, sorry.
That's the Champions League final shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, I liked it. It was a V-neck.
Yeah, I really like it. I've always loved the contrast of the yellow and the grey. Sorry, anthracite, as we call it.
Anthracite, yeah. Do you remember when they came out with that anthracite?
Yeah, because I loved that year's training stuff was lovely. Like the grey with the yellow accents. I still have like a couple of those. I love that look. It's been a favourite colour combination of mine for ages. And when we came out with those, I was like, oh, that's nice. But my brother has mine still.
Mate, that guy, does he ever have a kit of his own?
No.
What other away kit did I like that I could put into that thing? I mean, I was still never. I've still got my banana kit shirt, but that's in Amy wears that now.
Yeah,
it's so battered and old. I still like unpopular opinion. I still hate that shirt. That shirt's so ugly.
Exactly. It's a retro thing, though, man. It's just like. They do such a good job of making the retro thing just to look back upon it. But I remember hating it when we had it. It was horrible. But you just nostalgia is a powerful thing, man. It really, really is incredibly powerful. And when you give it a stupid name like a bruised banana, it's not a bruised banana at all. Bananas aren't navy blue for a start, so just get out of the way. But yeah, it has that retro appeal, definitely. And yeah, Adidas did their thing and released it. Can't get it now. Love no money. It's gone. Like if you didn't get it in the re-release, you have to go on eBay and get what you can. Yeah, but no, I didn't like it, but at the time I didn't like it. I do remember that shirt. I have that shirt. That's
the blue one again. That was
it was an odd choice, but it was a good foil to the. I mean, it was basically a blue version of the home kit, which I loved. I wish we did that more, where it was just literally a color change of the same design. You knew what you were getting. And
again, I like the collar. I like the badge in the middle. That gold piping again.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a good shirt.
I struggle with the. And also, you got this one. This was the Nike's. I can't remember what season this was. This was Nike's knockoff version of the '89 shirt.
Yeah, that was. I like that once again the simplicity of that shirt. That was. He says that was the 08-09 shirt. I didn't mind that shirt. I have that shirt. Like I don't have many shirts since I left. I didn't buy that many. What is that? An extra small?
How skinny did I used to be?
Is that another small?
It's a small. What's going on?
Maybe did they make them bigger back then? Or?
I really don't. There's not a hope in hell that I'm getting my man boobs into this.
You've had a couple of kids.
Yeah.
You know, and
kids and approaching 40 does not fit into a small shirt.
No, but I'll be honest with you. Episode 3, I expect you to be wearing one of those.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Have I got anything else in my bag of? Oh, I've got a goalkeeper shirt.
Oh, Mad Jens.
The tribute to John Hitwell. God bless your soul.
Yeah.
What else? Do you know what else I did actually like? I never had it, but I did like it. Do you remember the? I think it was like 93, 94 yellow kit with the
big stripes across it.
Yeah, yellow. I didn't mind that.
Yeah, that was quite. It's nice. That was a nice kit. When you look back at it, it looks good, and the players are playing in it. It's a nice kit. I never had it. I think my brother had that one.
Would you probably steal it from someone else?
Probably my sister, maybe, or a cousin.
Yeah,
I know. But
what's your top 3 away?
Well, I've the which one was it? The same season as double season. It's basically a yellow and blue version of the home kit of that year, which is just yellow shirt, blue collar, blue sleeves, like super simple. I always love having that reverse. And I think
was that the kit we wore that Bergkamp scored that like ridiculous goal,
curling goal against Sunderland.
That's the one. Yeah, and he did his hand over his mouth. Okay, yeah, and then a nice kit. I like that.
We changed up that season. I think we only had that for one season. We have a weird history of away kits. Like sometimes it'll be 2 years, sometimes they're 1. Even back when we were originally Nikes, back in the JVC days, like I didn't realize until I looked at them, and I'm thinking we had a shirt for like 2 years and we had it for 1. I don't know. But then there's a tumultuous time when we switched over from Sega to O2, and there were like doubles of different kits. Like the gold kit, we had a Sega version and an O2 version. But look, I'm saying this, I love this shirt. I love this shirt because it's so stupid. I'm such a fan of it because it's so dumb. Like no one's done it. It's just so stupid. It's this shiny, weird gold shirt, and I do prefer it having the old school crest on it though. I can't.
Yeah, it's
much better with that, and just we did well in that shirt. If it's a successful shirt, it was a good. It was. Didn't
it have a defective collar?
Yes, it did. It was
like it came into the shops and the collar
they would just pop off, like this whole mesh thing.
Yeah,
people put their big heads in it and it would just stretch, and then it's not very forgiving. It stretches to a point, and it just didn't stretch anymore. But yeah, it's like this was an afterthought. Like it was just wide open when they did it originally, and then they needed to put something in this gap. It was too deep. And it got some cheap old mesh and just shoved it in there. But no, I like the shirt. It's a weird shirt. I love it's, and I have 3 of them. I must like it. So I'm putting that in there. But I do love the which one do I have? It's 04, 0304 I wrote down. Yeah, the one you showed, the Pires one. I love that shirt.
Yeah.
I love that shirt.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. It's just such it's just a cleanliness of it. And then there is like a little bit of a texture to it. Like a little line.
Yes.
So there is a little bit.
Like little lines on it, yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, it's just flat and you get close up, but it's not distracting. It's just such a nice shirt. It's got like
vents under the arm and at the body and the lower torso.
Yeah, it's a nice shirt. And I didn't mind
the fact that it had black.
It was a perfect opportunity. It had like beautiful royal blue numbers. But they're like, no, we can only have white or black. Oh, fuck off. But because they did a version of it in the 2013. I think I had that shirt as well. One of the few shirts, once again, I bought my own money. Like 2013 Fly Emirates, basically the same shirt, but it was like a weird button down thing. It had buttons for some reason underneath. It's the same sort of shirt color as that, but it had little buttons. I liked that one because it looked like that one, but I wouldn't separate it and say it was exceptional. But once again, the anthracite one you showed as well, even though it has bad memories.
Yeah,
I just love that shirt. The cut of it, the colors.
I like the yellow. I mean, it's a very different yellow.
Yeah, it's not a bright yellow.
It's more like a gold almost.
Yeah.
But it's not like a dull gold like that monstrosity you're wearing. But it's got a vibrant gold. I love it.
It's rich. It's creamy. It's creamy. It's rich and creamy. It's
very rich and creamy. I'd obviously put on a few pounds because this is a medium.
There you go. Yeah.
One of my most hated kits. I hated, right, for two reasons, right? Was I hated that Nike kit that was purple and black stripes.
Oh, the one they called Purple Rain.
Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, that one came out. I was just disgusted. I think it wasn't the last kit that they gave us. It was like the second to last kit, but you could tell it was coming to an end.
I think so, yeah.
We got Puma like the year after that. And it was just fuck them. Let's give them this stupid ass kit. It was so dumb.
Well, I think that was what could possibly, that would have been one of the years where it was one of the first years where, because how we used to do it is it used to be you would change your home kit kind of, and then 1 year, and then your away kit, and then your home kit, and then your away kit, and then they
rotate a third shirt and all that.
And then they changed it slightly, so you changed your home kit every season, but your away kit every other season.
Right.
And I think that year was the first time where they brought out a wholesale new kit. And I remember thinking like, this is dumb. Like people are going to have to fork out for a load of new kits. Yeah. And I remember Ivan Gazidis came down to the shop. He came down from the offices and he came to me in the print room and he asked me to print up, and he brought me it's all secretive in a bag, this little bag, this kit out, right? And I was like, Jesus Christ, okay. And then at the time he brought it, the printing that he wanted to go with was this like fluorescent pink printing. And I was like, that is absolutely disgusting. He was like, no, it's really striking. And I was like, with all due respect, Mr. Gazidis, that looks terrible. And I remember I had to print up this shirt, this Purple Rain, this Purple Vomit, with pink printing. And I think the Premier League said no to him. They weren't allowed to do it. You could only have certain colours, and I think eventually we went for.
I think it was white, wasn't it?
It was like red.
Was it red?
No, I think it was like red. Yeah, especially in the cups. But yeah, Gazidis initially, he wanted pink printing on the back of that shirt, and it was like Pepto-Bismol pink.
No. I mean, we should have known then.
Yeah,
and man was not right. But that was. I think that's discussion for another one. Like, all right, bottom three kits, because there's a few, and they're all probably Puma kits.
There's a lot of Puma kits that are going on there.
Yeah,
the only Puma kit, only one of the ones of Puma kits that I liked and mainly because I really like the socks, was the
black one.
No, I didn't even like the black one. I hated the black one.
Mint green.
No.
I'm just throwing them out there, man.
It was the one. It was like blue and kind of. I think the color officially was called Volt. It was blue and like bright
yellowy,
green.
vibrant. Yeah. The one that Ozil was wearing when he chipped the keeper and did his whole business. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That kit. I quite like that kit.
Downhill
socks for that.
I even had a pair of Sunderland socks because they had this kit that was just off light blue. It's beautiful baby blue. And they were, at the time, I think they were Nike. And I just really liked the socks, this baby blue socks. And I just bought them off the Sunderland FC website. And then I had them for a while. And then I used to wear them when I played, but we were playing in our, whichever kit we were playing, the baby blue socks wouldn't work. So I wore my red ones. And then a guy who showed up late, he'd forgotten his socks and he was going in goal. I was like, well, I got socks. Borrow my beautiful baby blue socks. And I haven't seen them since. That was in like 2004.
Was it your brother? Was it Paul again?
I think maybe it was like a little job he did on me. He goes, oh, mate, make sure you borrow his socks from him and give them to me when you're done. It's like he did it the long way around. Could just stolen them from a sock drawer, bro. You didn't have to get all Mission Impossible on me.
Nice.
But no, they're cool socks, man. I like those socks. But yeah, there are odd things. Every once in a while, a pair of socks. But I don't buy socks now just because I don't play. So I don't really buy the socks when I play. I have a few pairs here and there. I got the grey socks that went with the grey kit, the anthracite. I think I had the anthracite shorts and the anthracite socks. Yeah. I have two pairs of those. I think that one year we got those socks and they came in. Was it those or some other? I can't remember which ones, but we got like the player style socks and they were like all padded and they had this around it and they even told you what foot to put them on. I was like, our player's stupid. Why do they need to have left and right written on the feet? That's fucking dumb. But he's just like, oh, are we supposed to have these? And buying a whole bunch of them. No, that's just how they are now. I was like, okay. But it was cool. It was nice. It's nice when you see the players' authentic versions. I didn't even know that was a thing. You know, that kits would be different. But now you can buy them. Now you can just buy player authentic. And they're basically the same.
Like cool like performance things.
Yeah, it's like they're
just super tight.
Yeah, well, not with the Adidas ones, man. The Adidas kick, I just got the yellow away shirt for Father's Day, and it fits tighter than the player version of the home kit I have.
Oh, really?
The player version is fucking beautiful. It fits like a glove. I fit like a glove when I was like, I'm heavier now than I was when I first got it, but it still just sits right. It's such a nice kit, and the crest isn't embroidered. And I thought, I want an embroidered crest. It's way better. Feels more authentic. But they have it kind of just be a part of the shirt. It's flat. You don't even notice it. Because on these kits, you'll feel it underneath and it just can be scratchy. It was just beautiful, just molded into the shape of the shirt. You don't even feel it. The whole shirt is light as a feather. And it's such a nice kit. Even like the player version, I thought, oh no, it's not going to fit me. And it's just like, oh. And then, you know, got a few bags of Jelly Babies. I ate them all and I got a bit fatter. And then it still fit. It's magic. The kit's magic. And then they...
Like Mikel Arteta's hat?
Yeah. Well, not hat. It's a beanie. What would not make his hair mess up? Some kind of a headscarf? We have to change that song. We have to... Hey, episode 3, we're going to work out a new version of that song that doesn't mess up his hair. All right? That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, now we've got Jimenez. And we can work on a...
we got more content now for episode 3. You fucked that one up, didn't we?
What was I thinking?
Look, it was at the time it felt right. You know, you thought you had the inside track on a future star.
I thought he was going to be the dude. I thought he was going to be the next Janucci Inamoto.
Yeah, and he wasn't. He was worse somehow.
Worse.
You've got this pile of Asian players. You got that young guy, Park Young, whatever his name is. What's his name?
Chi Young, was that his name?
Yeah, Park something or another. I don't remember his name. Like we signed
guy
him.
We got for like $1 million from like Monaco.
And I think, he'll do. Terrible. Oh, he has to leave, go on military service. Why the fuck did we sign this guy? Bizarre signing. But yeah, just line up all the Asian players we got.
I'd love to know. Like I said, Wenger's book's coming out like the end of, like I think it's like October or something like that. I hope there's a chapter around Park Ji-young signing because I need to know.
We need to know. What do we know? His book's called yet?
It's something to do with red.
Oh, I thought it was going to be just like, okay, bye bye, which is his last words.
I think it's like My Life in Red or something like that. I've already pre-bought it on.
You just really need to know.
I need to know that. I need to know. Park Ji-young. Why did we sign that dude? Like,
I can't move on until you know.
It's so pressing. I don't care about the Cesc, what happened to Cesc and him going to Barcelona and the Grand Prix and all that. No, I don't. No. Or Van Persie or Adebayor stealing all the footballs from the training ground and stuff like that. No.
Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
I know the hard, cold facts about Park Ji-young and why that mofo came to the time.
We think that's his name. We're so upset about him. We're pretty sure that's his name.
I think that was
Park Ji-young. Is Park Ji-young?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds right.
It sounds about right. I can't be asked to go get my laptop.
Now, why did you sign Park Ji-young? Well, I of course did not sign him. I signed Ji-young Park. Ah, damn it!
It's not in the book. Yeah. Oh, damn it. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting read, that book, I think.
Yeah, I almost don't want to read it. But it's probably going to be really sad. He'll talk about how he cried the day he found out. And come back, Daddy. Daddy, please.
Your kids are so creepy.
Helping? Was that convincing him to come back? Daddy, please.
Oh, dear, yeah.
No, it's not working, is it? It's not working.
No.
He was thinking about it, then he heard that. He's like, no. It's all right, I'm in America. I ain't going to touch it.
I believe,
of course, physically and mentally, of course. Physically. And then congratulations. That was always my favorite thing he did at halftime was the program winner, the number. And he read that number 4, 2, 1, 4, 9, 4. Congratulations. And that'd be it. Is gold every time. He nailed it every fucking time.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
One take. One
take Wenger, they called him. No, one take Wenger. Boy, he was great. I miss him for all that stuff as well. Like, even when he wasn't at his peak, he was still Wenger, man.
He's just a lovely man.
Yeah,
I had the good pleasure of meeting him a couple of times. He was a nice dude.
Samesies. I remember when it was at the first Christmas party, and I went up to him looking all stupid with my red hair and everything, and I was just like so nervous to go up to him, and he got up. He was talking to his wife, and he just got up and he stood there. He took a picture. I was like, he didn't have to get up. I was going to come down to you, Your Majesty, but he stood up and he like got in there for the picture. I don't even thought I was someone else because I'm not sure how much the players knew about how many lowlives were at that party. But yeah, all right. Well, we went. Oh my God, almost 3 hours, but not 4 hours. So hey,
we're condensing it down.
Yeah, there you go. We're getting there. So by episode 7, we'll streamline this shit into something. But I think we covered a few things there. A few topics. I think we'll have something. Work on a theme tune. Work on a magic beret song or something for Arteta. I'm not sure yet, but we'll.
Mikel Arteta's hairnet. Yeah, I don't know. We'll need to do some work.
Keep his hair in place. When you saw I don't know. We'll get there, but
we'll see.
Yeah, go to bed, Dick.
I will do. I got work in the morning. Oh.
Yeah, sorry. Don't want to keep you too late. What time do you have to get up?
I need to be at the hospital for 8 o'clock in the morning. So
Jinkies.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You should do it all the time. So
yeah.
All right, mate. Honor and a pleasure. We'll see you next time. Hopefully I can get this one up. And, so you can at least see it.
Yeah.
Or at least you've got them prepared for Thursday.
That is true.
You've got all your ducks in a row. Don't steal any of our ideas for Thursday. Don't start talking about Jimenez and, Umpa.
I'll try not to. That's also for episode 3, learning how to say that dude's name.
Yeah, we play Thursday, so you're doing it after the game, I assume.
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
Should be fun.
Yeah, should be. Well, I'll see you then, and you won't see me. But then hopefully we can do another one next Sunday or Monday.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to wear your T-shirt on the pod.
Yes. Do it. Make sure you're just throwing a random feces to me.
You get to do a shout out at the end of the podcast. So
idea. Well, I'll tease for me. I haven't got a theme tune for that either, so I'll work on that one too.
I did.
Very busy. Right.
Bye. Bye.